Guys, it's Nerdward, and today I'm going to show you sliding tackle tips. Now, I'm going to tell you the different angles, when to do them, how to do them, and just things like that, little extra tips. But also I want to show you something that was added to this new FIFA. I don't know, I haven't seen any tutorials on it, and they haven't really said anything other than before the game came out. But I'll tell you this little trick that can help you a lot in FIFA. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is tackling from an angle. And I don't always recommend sliding tackles, I do them more as a last ditch kind of thing, but with the new patch they are definitely more effective now. So it's best to have a right angle approach to this, and it's best to do it when the player is sprinting or pushing the ball away from the feet. Because that way you can just get the ball cleanly without really the risk of fouling the player. And as you can see from these clips, I clearly force the opponent to cut in by closing in the gap down the wing. And that's what you kind of want to do most of the time. You want to force the opponent to make the move you want them to make. And that way you predict what they're going to do. So I easily start sliding just as he's cutting in. And it just makes everything a little bit easier. It's all about predicting it when it comes to defending. So the second approach you can take to this is when you're running parallel to the opponent. This can be the most effective one, but at the same time it can be the most risky, because you can easily miss the ball if you're running too far ahead, or if you're too far behind you can just tackle the opponent from behind, and that will usually lead to a red card. So this one might not always be necessary, because sometimes when you're standing next to the player you're better off with just a normal tackle. But if you're going to do it, always do it when you're right next to them. So that way, if you do time it perfectly, you usually just hook onto the ball and you're in possession. So the last approach I'd recommend is a head-on approach. And this one has to be done unexpectedly, because if your opponent sees you're going in for the slide, he'll probably move away one way or the other and you're left for dead. It's best to do this one from a short distance when your opponent is running towards you, and it's probably best to at first contain them and fool them into going one way or the other, so that once again you can predict what they're going to do and then go for the tackle. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is something that is new to this FIFA, and it's basically how to get up quickly after a sliding tackle. And it can be very, very helpful at times, and I'll show you the differences now of a normal sliding tackle and the one where you get up quicker. So as you see from this clip, the first sliding tackle is a normal one where it'll just go on, and the rest, as you'll see now, is one where I tap it again and he just gets up quicker. He just gets up quickly, he slides, gets up, slides, gets up. So all you have to do to execute this is tap the sliding tackle button again. So once you slide and you see that you're going to miss the ball or whatever, all you have to do is quickly tap it again and the player will get up quickly. And after this I'm going to show you clips of why this can be so effective. If you miss the opponent and he's going on for a one-on-one, sometimes you can still catch up if you press this. Now for this final part I want to show you why it's important. As you can see there, I missed the tackle with Mascherano, and this guy's through on goal and he's going for the one-on-one, and I actually managed to get back in time to tackle this guy and stop him from shooting, just because I used that small tactic where I managed to get back up quickly and come back to stop him. Now in these other clips you can see I go for a tackle with Dani Alves, I don't press it, the guy's through on goal and he just scores. And that's it. Now it can also be effective because you see here, I slide, I get back, slide, get back up, and this guy doesn't even go past me. I managed to stay in front of him the whole time, and you can see it there. I get back up and I'm still in front of him and I contain, and I just managed to make him miss. So that's why this can be really effective, and you should probably start getting used to it and put it in your game.